Whatever, we're watching it.
And you don't want to get sick now, do you?
Y'all are confusing me, and I'm way too gullible and easily one-guyed. Oh, it's because he was re-streaming, dog. Like, spectating him? Okay, that makes more sense.
I'm Jew. Wait, do you guys don't like... Wait, do you guys like... I feel like I'm watching Black Panther 2.
Ice Poseidon was by far the most famous Twitch IRL streamer to ever exist. He was really the one that made IRL streaming, well, mainstream, no pun intended. Ice did this by essentially giving up his private life and putting almost everything that happened to him online. At his peak, he was making about $60,000 a month from sponsorships alone. And while that certainly sounds attractive, he definitely suffered for it. This
what was like his average viewership?
Downfall. His career was like
but I know it was like a different time.
Stay tuned.
So.
Ice Poseidon's real name is Paul Danino, and he grew up in Palm Beach, Florida. He lived in a gated community, and his parents described him as shy growing up.
When did he get banned? Like
was a mental health administrator, and his father
2017.
I'm trying to read. Hey Mia, can you give a shout out to my
Yeah, that was crazy for back then. 7 viewers max. Oh.
Enza told a reporter that as a kid, Paul was always desperate to make friends. Paul's mother was also a competitive powerlifter, so he got involved in bodybuilding as a teen. He was active on bodybuilding.com forums under the username Lenice44 and achieved some serious gains. Many people don't realize this, but bodybuilding is a very lonely sport because you focus on yourself rather than on a team. Naturally, bodybuilding fit Ice's personality because he was an introvert growing up, but that would all change when he got older. Sadly, however, after a lifting accident, he hurt his finger and lost all of his muscle. This was something that he revealed he was very upset and emotional about later on. But when the bodybuilding window closed, Paul reconnected with another community, gaming. He played RuneScape since he was 12 and was very familiar with the game. In fact, he got his username Ice Poseidon from a random name generator. One day when Paul was high, he decided to troll other players on RuneScape by closing doors and trapping them. He then uploaded recordings of these antics to YouTube and quickly gained a small viewership. As a result of his success on YouTube, Paul then decided to stream on Twitch. After several months, he ended up making more money streaming than at his current job as a line cook. So he quit his job and became a full-time streamer. Paul did very well initially and gathered a large fanbase playing RuneScape, getting to about 4,000 views per stream. His fanbase was so dedicated that they were known as the
views per stream or viewers?
However, in 2016, he left RuneScape to play Pokemon Go, which allowed him to gain more viewers. Interestingly, Ice actually liked interacting with the people he met while streaming more than playing the game itself. And at that point in time, Twitch only allowed gaming content and banned you if you tried to do IRL streaming. So Ice used Pokemon Go as a sort of loophole to get around that rule.
Wait, I remember that. That was so weird.
And when Pokemon Go's popularity eventually faded, he moved on to another trend called social eating. He wasn't interested in the eating aspect, but was interested in the social aspect.
Eat it like ketchup? No, that's so much grosser.
Chatting with people.
Oh, it's like pure corn syrup.
His engaging personality and his confidence. It was fun and like you
pure
were
corn
hanging out
syrup.
with a friend.
Drink
However,
it?
the stress of entertaining viewers while streaming got to him early on.
It's not, dude. Corn syrup's literally the main ingredient.
Like, I don't even talk
For this at least.
Like, I don't, like, I live with my parents, but...
No, this is not real maple syrup. This is corn syrup with flavor. This is not real Canadian maple syrup. This is IHOP and Go. Old-fashioned pancake syrup. Corn syrup, water, sugar, and then a bunch of artificial flavoring.
You know, and yeah, I don't really have anybody else.
Don't talk shit. No, I love IHOP. I do, but I'm not gonna eat this raw. I'd have to have pancakes or something.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Talking to and letting this off my chest with. Like, I never, like, opened myself up to people before. I can't do this. I can't even do this. I just try. I don't know, man. I just try to do the best that I can. And I do, man. The streams are good, I think, for most of the time. But when I have one bad stream, like, I feel such a, like a... But I just... other, like, I just, man, I don't know.
Dang, you just cut it all
There's
out.
other issues as well. When you just don't talk to anybody.
What did he say?
This gets to you.
In a stream, Paul stated that he would sometimes be called a resident sleeper despite working very hard to please his viewers. Resident sleeper is a term used to describe a boring streamer and comes from the time a gamer literally fell asleep during a stream. This greatly upset Ice because he didn't want to be seen as lazy. He genuinely wanted to please his audience, even if it cost him his mental
Oh, it's
health.
anything for
Ice's
views.
inability to filter out his viewers and the immense pressure he placed on himself eventually led to his downfall, as you will see later on in this video. After all, because he revealed so much on stream, his viewers knew his weaknesses like a friend would. Interestingly, Ice also revealed that he was diagnosed with Asperger's as a teenager. However, he mentioned it didn't hinder him, but instead allowed him to be a better streamer.
So I was diagnosed with Asperger's when I was like, I don't even know, like 12 or something, or 14, or I don't know, it's young, just really young. And I can talk with people. I don't have any social anxiety. And honestly, I think Asperger's might make me do things in public that would be quote-unquote embarrassing a lot more.
Over time, Paul's popularity began to increase more and more, and soon he would run into trouble. First, he got banned by Twitch for 24 hours when his chat sent racist messages. However, it didn't really affect him because the ban was for a very short amount of time. But in response, he wrote this tweet on June 1st, 2016. 24H ban. Thanks to all who donated racist shit when my audio was mixed up and couldn't hear it. Appreciate and love ya. Unfortunately, Ice was banned again several months later for the same reason. You see, during a stream, he jumped into a pool because he lost a bet. However, since he was away from his phone and computer because he was in the pool, he couldn't prevent a racist variation of the N-word from being sent. And as a result, he was banned for a week. He was
A
extremely
racist
disheartened and
variation,
tweeted
what?
this. 1 week ban because someone used bits to
What-
be racist.
what
to me.
variation
After
is
the 1
not-
week over,
okay,
I'm not entirely sure I'm going to continue streaming. The 1 week ban really got to Ice.
Yeah,
he was
what?
starting to
Huh?
realize that his chat was toxic and some of his so-called fans wanted to see him get banned for their own entertainment. At the time, it was an odd realization for him and didn't make any sense. After all, how could the very people who brought him to fame also want to ruin his life? However, Ice decided to ignore it. But his chat was a cancerous seed that was growing fast. In December 2016, Twitch revealed the new IRL streaming section, which meant Paul could finally stream the way he wanted. And because he was doing IRL streaming before anyone else, it gave him a significant advantage. But somehow on the first day IRL streaming was released, Ice got banned. It started when Ice
Again.
was talking to a girl who was interested in going on a date with him. He ended up getting her number but forgot to mute the stream so everyone heard it. And while Twitch had a rule that stated a streamer can't reveal someone's personal information such as their cell phone number. So as a result, Paul received a 45-day ban. Luckily, the girl only got 3 calls and Ice also paid her $500 for the trouble. But the damage was done. He was without an income source for the next 45 days. Ice was someone with good intentions who just made bad decisions. He was kind of like Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. The audience just wondered what crazy shit would he get into next. Ice had no choice but to take the 45-day ban in stride. Although he was disappointed, he decided to use the time to move from his parents' house in Florida to Los Angeles. A decision he said he made in order to make better
using
content.
Discord instead
you
of
see, Paul
YouTube
moved in
chat?
with his RuneScape friend Voldesad, who already had an apartment in Los Angeles. In fact, Ice stated that he never would have moved to Los Angeles if he never got banned in the first place. Little did Ice know that was where his career would take off. In Los Angeles, Ice had a very unique approach to streaming that made him stand out from everyone else. After the ban settled, he instituted an open door policy where anyone could come over and hang out with him. This brought a lot of characters to his place, most of them friendly. A lot of them watched his streams religiously, so conversation flowed easily. Some even came over to offer favors,
imagine
like one
doing
kid who
that
took a deal on
now.
a bus ride to personally clean Ice's apartment. While he basked in his popularity, he
Sounds
also did some
familiar.
pretty
No,
stupid
it's not
shit.
the
For
same. This is literally anybody. Literally anybody. Just like anyone. It's not the same.
example, he dressed up as a member of ISIS and faked an
Copium
execution
not
on
the
stream.
same?
And he
Okay.
also said some racist remarks.
It's not the same.
No.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But he's black, and you're a white supremacist.
I mean, I guess it's the same type of formula, but
This guy.
I would be too scared to be around that type of environment.
Thank God.
Okay, calm down.
Let's go to Arizona where everyone is white. Let's get the hell out of this area. Where are we?
However, his inviting personality and his entertaining stream greatly overshadowed his flaws. People loved Ice for being, well, Ice. Anyone who watched him felt like they could come up to him and say hi. This led to a lot of people stream sniping him. If you don't know, stream sniping is when someone watches your live stream and finds your location. One notable stream sniper was the short, chubby individual named Andy. He was nicknamed Mexican Andy even though he was Guatemalan.
I'm not Mexican, I'm Guatemalan. I'm not Mexican at all.
This is because Ice also hung out with Andy Milanakis and his chat had to distinguish the two. But what's weird is that Mexican Andy actually stalked Ice multiple times and lied about it.
What are you here to do again?
Me?
Yeah.
Nothing. I was just walking by, right?
He was a stalker? I always thought that they were
You live
friends.
in downtown LA. No, why are you here? No, you're not.
Go buy some food.
You live in
Oh, they
downtown
were?
LA. You're
Oh.
It's that way. It is not this way. Downtown is that way. I came from downtown right now to Hollywood to go buy for myself some food. That's for sure. I didn't came here to stalk you, alright?
Whoa!
Initially, Ice set boundaries, but eventually let him into his personal circle. This set a troublesome precedent as it showed that Ice rewarded creepy behavior. It was like the exact opposite of many YouTubers who made dramatic videos about fans who invaded their privacy. And over time, an entire crew of Andys emerged. One of the most famous was Asian Andy, who once stream sniped Paul using a bucket of KFC chicken hanging from a drone. Another famous Andy was Salmon Andy, and there was also Cancer Andy, a viewer who actually had cancer. Overall, Ice created a culture of openness.
To call him that.
It wasn't uncommon for fans to just show up while he was streaming. However, not every stream sniper had a good interaction with Ice. He accumulated a radical fan base, and a lot of them were weirdos. For example, this so-called fan stopped him in Philadelphia who genuinely reminded me of a serial killer. Even though Paul was nice enough to let him sit down with him and be on stream, he insulted his girlfriend Caroline and called her a slut.
Oh, no, you were being used though. And she's just a slut.
Ice was not impressed and tried to converse with the viewer but couldn't seem to change his mind. He realized that this viewer wasn't isolated. His audience was full of people
Ren,
just like
Andy.
him. He appeared to make zero separation between Ice Poseidon, his character on stream, and Paul Danino, his real-life persona. This helped viewers see that he was genuine and wasn't like the many YouTubers and streamers who put on acts to gain views. It created loyalty and a sense of community, but sadly it also exposed him. Eventually, Ice either fully or partially realized that his community was toxic. But for some reason, whether it was carelessness or lack of awareness, he never made any major moves to eliminate the negative behavior in his chat. In fact, he tried to use his chat's willingness to harm him to his own advantage. For example, he once made a stream where his goal was to sleep for the night. However, he allowed $100 text-to-speech and song donations, meaning that any viewer could disturb him if they were willing to pay the price. And during the stream, everyone saw just how entertaining it was to watch Ice get pissed off after a donation woke him up. But the joke was on his viewers as he made $5,000 in 8 hours and even made the news. However, Ice continuously upped the ante and adapted to his viewers. They just wanted to pull one over on him like it was a game. He then made an additional video called How I Made Another 5K While Sleeping. Instead of just doing $100 text-to-speech or song donations that would ruin his sleep, he seriously changed it up. He allowed donations for being shot with a paintball gun, being tased, peed on, and even set on fire. The viewers loved watching Ice squirm in pain with each paintball shot and watched him collapse with every tase. They continued to donate and donate until he couldn't take it anymore. He eventually called the stream off after being visibly bruised and shaken from the experience. Ice pushed his body to the limit for the sake of entertaining his chat. And although the stream was successful and he made $5,500, what cost did it come at? I mean, no other streamer on Twitch had to resort to this type of behavior to get views or donations. It wasn't sustainable and was based on a hateful relationship that he had with his viewers. They did not have his best interest in mind. Instead, a lot of them loved to ruin things for him. For example, he hosted a party on stream and suspected that a viewer called the police, which resulted in a $14,000 fine. Despite all of these issues, Ice still gave in to the manipulative nature of his audience. During a stream, he stated that he wanted his subreddit to control his life. But later he stated that this was one of the biggest mistakes he made while live streaming.
I want you guys to control my life. I mean,
this is one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made in live streaming.
You see, Ice dated a former actress named Caroline who his viewers hated. They were hell-bent on breaking them up and even nicknamed her Alien because of the plastic surgery she had. The viewers felt that he was spending too much time with her and the quality of his streams went down. In response, the Purple Army boycotted his streams and his income dipped considerably.
They're like, woman stealing my streamer.
A big flaw in Ice's strategy. He created a community built on control from his text-to-speech donations, his chat, and his subreddit.
Hey, Wall. Are you going to kidnap this girl in the car too? I remember the last girl you kidnapped and it was hilarious.
Ice cultivated a toxic hive mind that felt they could decide who he dates. This was something new. Ice never had to deal with this before. So, Ice told viewers in a stream that he broke up with Caroline in January 2017. He then continued life as usual and even picked up girls on stream. And most importantly, his income returned to normal. By this time, Ice also cultivated a brand of streamers called the CX Network. He hoped to give them all exposure so they could all grow together. So in order to make new content, he planned an RV trip with several CX Network members. And oh my god, the trip was full of drama. One time, Ice got a blowjob from a man's wife, essentially cucking him. And when they got to Horseshoe Bay, Texas, shit hit the fan. He was caught lying about his breakup when a streamer named K-Bubbles leaked that Ice paid for Caroline's plane ticket to Texas.
The breakup was fake in January. Yes, we've been together the entire time.
Naturally, this greatly upset the Purple Army. As a result, they called any interaction that he had on stream scripted or fake. And to make matters worse, Ice blatantly revealed that he was having sex with both K-Bubbles and Caroline.
okay.
What?
What's going on?
I didn't know this was what happened.
This girl. I'm a lot of girls. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's not really that big of a deal.
This brought Caroline to tears and greatly hurt her. She valued their relationship and wanted to be together, but Ice only wanted casual sex and nothing more. He also talked about how she was just a lonely person and said that K-Bubbles, whose real name was Kaylee, wasn't Caroline's real best friend because they only hung out 3 times. After watching all of this drama unfold, some of Ice's viewers started disliking him. They felt it was wrong of him to expose Caroline's personal information and cheat on her. And soon enough, the two broke up. In a later interview, Ice revealed that part of the reason he treated her this way was because she didn't act truthfully with him after their fake breakup. He stated that she made Reddit alternate accounts and tried to out their relationship from the beginning for the sake of attention.
Wait,
She
what?
was just trying to expose it, apparently the whole time, and I was just
Why
like,
was she doing that?
because she really loves the attention, whether
Okay.
she wants to admit it or not.
However, Ice also revealed that he felt bad and flew her to Iceland, no pun intended, and tried to get back together. However, she denied him on the account. The toxicity of Paul Danino's chat was very clear at this
So
point.
much
They thought
drama.
they could control his life. So Ice got swatted. A lot. If you don't know, swatting is when someone calls in a threat to the police so the SWAT team shows up. It's extremely dangerous and someone even died in
Dude,
2017
this shit is stressing
because
me
of a
out
SWAT
just
gone
listening
wrong.
to it.
Angry
Holy
gamers would often
shit.
swat other players, but live streaming brought it to another level. With live streaming, viewers would get instant satisfaction
People
by
love
watching the
drama?
SWAT
I
play
guess
out in front
so.
of them. This was much more gratifying than just hearing about it later on the news or not at all, as was the case before. Ice Poseidon became the poster boy of swatting. One time he was swatted on the streets for supposedly having a gun. Another time he was swatted while getting a haircut. Then it happened at home. He was so used to it by then, he even made a joke out of the experience by claiming that the officers were actually stream snipers and showed them on camera.
Buddy, this is actually not what you think it was. They're actually stream snipers, and they wanted to say hi. When you come and say hi. Okay, so. Thanks, dude. Thank you.
His mod is spamming
Overall,
fuck
Ice
the
was swatted
police.
an estimated 40 times, which took a
Jesus.
huge toll on his mental health. Each swat exhausted and scared him. In fact, a lot of the swats were from a viewer in Poland named Asik. He called Ice after each swat using a spoof number and demanded money from him. Eventually, Ice couldn't take it anymore and went to the FBI and the police, but because the swatter lived in Poland, the authorities were powerless. Everything culminated to the most infamous moment in streaming history, when Ice got swatted on a fucking plane. It started when he somewhat challenged his audience by leaking his flight information on stream.
What?
Sorry, dude, I'm off today. LOL, are you sure? Because that terminal looks exactly like Terminal 5. Am I feeling better today? Or I'm feeling way worse, but I'm still streaming. Yo, great, thanks for the sub, dude. Appreciate it. I don't know, dude. I might be on Terminal 5. I don't know where I am. I'm just on 53A. That's my gate. And I'm not sure telling you guys that is a good idea, but what can you possibly do, right?
No, he knows.
Maybe I
fuck?
shouldn't enable it.
Unbeknownst to Ice, Asik supposedly called in a bomb threat.
Thank you for calling American Airlines. This is Mary. How can I personally assist you today?
Yes, hi. I just saw a post by a friend of mine, and it looks like he might have smuggled a bomb on his plane. And he posted a goodbyes and everything that he's sorry, and I don't know what's going on.
Oh my, what's your friend's name?
His name is Paul Danino.
Just one moment, give me one moment.
I think I know what flight he's on.
Okay, I'm gonna get all that information
Okay,
from
thank
you. Thank you. His first name is Paul. His last name is Danino.
Yes.
Can you spell that?
Denino.
Denino.
Yes.
Alright, give me one moment. Alright, and what flight number do you think he's on?
AA1100.
So, as soon as he landed, he was escorted off the plane by the authorities. It was a huge eye-opener and showed that some would go to any length to torment him. Sadly, as a result of the incident, he was permanently banned from Twitch in April 2017. Oh, and to this day, Asik still hasn't been caught. The PermaBanned cut Ice deep in his nerves. Twitch was the platform that gave him birth, and now they wanted nothing to do with him. He felt the ban was unfair because Twitch did not make it clear that giving out your location on stream was against the rules. However, because he was a colossal PR risk, Twitch didn't budge. But the ban opened Ice's eyes. He finally realized that his audience was irreversibly toxic and it was time to move on. He knew he would never be happy with them and they would also never let him be happy. It was like having a psycho ex, he had to cut the tie. I mean, his own subreddit r/IcePoseidon even got banned. Furthermore, the FBI raided every member of the CX network in a wire fraud case which ultimately caused the network to collapse in March 2019. Ice had no choice but to leave Twitch and move on to Mixer and YouTube. In August of 2019, he made a video stating that he was going to move out of Los Angeles because he was now required to get a permit to film. However, Ice showed a remnant of his past self when he stated that he wanted his viewers to choose where he would live.
I don't know where we're going to go. We're probably going to do a month-long traveling stream where we try to figure out where we're going to live. We're going to travel around the country. the viewers are going to help me decide where the fuck I'm going to live, and then, you know, we're going to move over there, and then that's where we're going to live.
Ultimately, though, he ended up moving to
what?
Austin, Texas. Fortunately, his community has become significantly less toxic. But sadly, Mixer shut down in June 2020. And not long after that, Ice made this video appeal asking to be unbanned from Twitch.
Hi, my name is Paul Danino, otherwise known as Ice Poseidon on the internet. I'm making this video as my apology to Twitch in the hopes that somebody will listen. 3 years ago, I was banned on Twitch for enabling a very toxic community. And a toxic community that has affected the industry, myself, my friends, and other creators as a whole. And for that, I'm sorry. I've learned a lot over the past couple of years as a streamer, and with experience comes maturity. And with maturity comes a different mindset. And my mindset now is completely different to what it was 3 years ago. For the past year, I've been streaming on Mixer, and I found out after reforming my community and changing the actions that I do, I have found happiness again in streaming. Happiness that I haven't had in over 2 years. I forgot what it was like to have a supportive and positive community. And now I finally understand again. And I totally get why people don't have toxic communities. My point is,
do I have a toxic community?
In the past couple of years, and I've been a streamer for almost 5 years now.
Yes.
And I'm please asking Twitch to just give me a second chance. I've attached a statement to this tweet that gives more insight and information on my mindset now. So please, I would like everyone to just take a read, tell me what you think, and I'm sorry for everything. Thank you.
Even though it received 1.4 million views, Twitch still did not allow him back. But the video did show a more mature side of Paul. He understood it was a mistake to let his audience control his life, lie about his girlfriend, and challenge viewers to swat him for publicity. Perhaps his downfall could have been avoided by playing a more active role in stopping the toxic behavior that brewed in his chat. He could have hired moderators early on. He also could have stopped streaming during swats to avoid giving the swatter any satisfaction. Paul also didn't need to gaslight Caroline on stream. But the fact is, he made all those decisions and they're in the past now. Ice continues to post videos and stream on
Emmy
YouTube.
is worse than Ice on-
Whoa,
Whoa, what the heck?
Well. His career has dramatically changed from where it was before, indicating a serious rise and fall. Hopefully, Ice Poseidon will rise again. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please consider subscribing to my channel and giving me a thumbs up. Take care.
I saw someone say, because you literally ask for it. I do, but it's because I don't like having the kind of chat where it's like everyone's super like coddling and like afraid to make jokes. Like, I just don't like that. Like, I'd rather have a community that isn't afraid to make jokes about me than is constantly like kissing my ass, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just don't like that kind of community too much.